morning, Nick Appleyard, CEO and President TriStar Gold, here to talk you through our Castelo de Sonhos project. I will be looking at what we're going to be doing, so there'll be forward-looking statements, so please do take note of that. We'll attempt to make it all come true, but things can happen that are out of our control, so please be cautious. So what's happening right now at Castelo de Sonhos? The main focus of our work right now is completing our pre-feasibility study. That is well underway. We anticipate having that complete by summer this year, late summer possibly. But that's sort of the heart of our work right now is that pre-feasibility study. And it's moving ahead well. I mean, most of the infill drilling is done, or metallurgy is done, and now we're just sort of starting to get into the engineering side of it. Parallel with that, we're also doing the required permitting activities, or mainly the baseline work from both environmental, hydrological, and social community in anticipation of when we have final crystallized project that we can then do an impacts analysis on. But that baseline work is a significant amount of work. There are multiple teams, multiple companies working on that. And it's an important part of a project work. The other thing that's happening is upside exploration. We are doing exploration outside of the pre-feasibility area aimed at adding to the gross resource base on this project. So as we look further into the future, we can have a PFS and we can sort of see beyond that, hopefully, with the results of all of this drilling we're doing. So what have we got to look forward to in the next few months here? Obviously, we're going to have resource updates coming in fairly soon, the next few months, followed by the PFS in summer this year. They're the big issues for us. They're the meat and potatoes of what's happening there, the things that are going to add intrinsic value, the way I see projects, and also take away a lot of the risks of the projects. As I mentioned, we will have exploration, so we'll have news flow ongoing now, the exploration from the shallow conglomerate targets, from the deep remobilized targets, from the artificial intelligence work that we've been doing. That's been aiding with some draw targets. So those results are going to be coming out continually now for the next 6 months, or at least, followed by the resource update, the PFS, and permitting. So there's a lot of news flow as we move this project forward. Company structure, most is factual. I think the things I want to point out, we have a very good cash position, 11 million Canadian dollars in the bank right now. The other thing I want to point out here, we have been maturing as a company and changing from a junior explorer to a developer of a significant asset. So to achieve that and to take on the next level, we've been improving our board and changing our board. So we had Eric Zanshab joined us recently. He was a senior analyst, or the head analyst at Canaccord. Jessica Van Den Acker has joined us. She is a very brilliant financial accounting mind, and she'll be the chair of the audit committee. And we've had Mr. Mark Isto join us, and Mark is a mining engineer, has run some of the larger open pit operations in North America in his time at Placer and Kinross, and now in his role as COO of Royal Gold, he does get to see an extensive amount of projects. So his development experience and operating experience is second to none. So those guys really show that we're maturing as a company, and that people of quality think that this is a company that would like to be associated with. So the project, the Castle of Dreams in English, we had 100% control of it. It's a large paleoplacer deposit, very similar to Tarkwa and Jacobina, which are two highly profitable mines, Tarkwa for Goldfields, Jacobina for Yamana. What I like about this, consider myself a mine developer. What attracted me to it, we're close to infrastructure. You see the satellite imagery here. We're close to the village of Castelo de Sonhos, the highway, the power lines. Everything you need to build a mine is within 15-20 kilometers of that project. It's agricultural country. It's not pristine environment. It's damaged by agriculture, and we can only help. And mineralization is simple. It comes to the surface. You walk around, you see it sticking out of the ground. So we're looking at simple, shallow, open pit mining technology. Metallurgy is the best I've ever seen on a project that I've worked on. We're getting, I think we average well over 98% recovery on our metallurgical tests that we've published. And, and it's environmentally clean. So there's no sulfides on this project. So it's a very clean project. It's something you want to be associated with. Development phase, we've been growing rapidly. We've got a PEA with a post-tax rate of return of 43%, which then attracted or caught the interest of Royal Gold, who've invested $8 million US for us to do the PFS, which is now going to be ready this year. On top of that, this is only scratching the surface. We've got a lot of exploration we want to do. But here in the resources, right now we have 1.3 million ounces of inferred, 700,000 ounces of indicated, but we have done something like 25,000 meters of drilling of infill. So a lot of that inferred will now be upgrading to indicated on our soon to be reported resource estimates. And hopefully we'll be replacing that and growing the inferred itself beyond the current amount. Okay, PEA, as I said, this was a sort of a turning point, this attracting the attention of Royal Gold. Published at $1,250 gold, we had an 8-year mine life, produced 1.1 million ounces of gold. Really good rate of return, 43% post-tax, NPV post-tax, 264 million, very manageable, 180 million initial capex, and an outstanding $687 all-in sustaining cost. So a really good project, which, as I said, attracted Royal Gold. They put the money in to do the PFS. So now we're just going to look at what that means to us, what the PFS means. We're focusing mainly on Esperança South. The old PEA was 8,250 tons per day, 95% recovery, as I said, $1,250 gold, and it produced about 130,000 ounces of gold a year. Importantly, it also ran at a 3.8 to 1 exchange rate, the Brazilian real to the dollar, and generated that 43%, 264 NPV, really good value. So now we've done the infill drilling, we've done excessive met testing, which averaged over 98% recovery. We'll be using $1,500 or $1,600 gold. We haven't set that yet, but it'll be higher than the $1,250. FX, we haven't set it either, but it's currently running around 5.4, 5.5 to 1, massively moved in our favor. And the other thing we're doing in the PFS will be more detailed engineering, more detailed quotes, more detailed cost estimates for the mine, the plant, and the infrastructure. So the PFS is going to consist of a new resource estimate, first ever proven probable reserves on this project, a production decision, which would be the basis for all the permitting. And, our evaluation is that, or evaluation of what we see in the market, is that the market generally values a PFS in countries like Brazil, somewhere between 0.5 to 1 NAV, whereas a PEA is 0.1 to 0.2. So there is a nice jump in valuation for us there as we get towards this PFS being published here. So I said we've done a lot of infill drilling. Here's just one of the sections through so you can see what it looks like. It's, 2 main reefs coming through here. The stratigraphy you're seeing there is generated by the artificial intelligence algorithms we've been working with based on geochemistry and a little bit of geophysics, but it's worked really, really well for us and it's really helping us. And we get this nice, consistent geological interpretation through AI, which makes geologically consistent sense and really helps us join the dots correctly. But, we've got now most of the sections drilled out to this sort of level of 50-meter spacing between drill holes. We talked about the upside exploration. We've got 3 main targets, which are, one is additional conglomerates, infill and step out drilling, and obviously CDS deeps. And as you can see in the map here, there are just targets all over the plateau. There it's gold and soil anomaly everywhere. As we speak now, I believe we're drilling at Tocantins and Petfer. We're going to drill the Reyes zone. We're going to drill for CDS deeps in Buriti and Mold. And we're going to fill in the valley area close to Esperança South there. So I'll talk about CDS deeps. I get a lot of questions about this. People who don't understand or get excited about it. But really what we're talking about is this section here is an example. There's a reef running through here that we were targeting with drilling. And then at the bottom of this hole, we hit a granitic dike and we hit some sensational grades in it. That has to be remobilized gold. It's not part of the paleoplacer sequence. So that's where we're going, okay, if we hit this here, what about other locations? Should we be targeting this? So that's what we're after, that sort of enrichment at areas where there is a coincidence of granite and paleoplacer gold. We don't know what we're going to hit yet, but there are signs, as we see here, of it happening. So we hope that it happens elsewhere as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach us at www.tristargold.com or info@tristargold.com. That email comes direct to me. I will see them and we will answer you on whatever we can. Thank you very much.